in Florida, how do attorneys get paid as related to doing hurricane lawsuits, things like this? How does that work?
Yes. Yes. So the way that like our firm gets paid is a contingency. So you don't pay anything up front. You only pay if the law firm gets you additional money. And the way that it usually works is there's a percentage, right? So we usually say, hey, if we get you any additional money, you're going to pay us X percentage of that money. But if we have to file a lawsuit, so we work that pre-litigation, and then we file a lawsuit if we cannot come to an agreement that we all are on the same page and agree to. If not, then we file a lawsuit. In the state of Florida, if you sue your insurance company and then they have to pay you even $1, they have to pay towards your reasonable attorney's fees. So what that means is, let's just say that the percentage fee was 15% or 20% or something. Let's say 15%. And let's say that your damages were $100,000. What you would normally owe the law firm at 15% would be $15,000 if they got you $100,000, right? And I can tell you, that's good. It's good. I'm like, it's a great place to be in. If it's getting you money you wouldn't have gotten. Now, if we have to file a lawsuit and then we get you to where we're able to settle it in the lawsuit, and the insurance company's like, okay, we're going to pay the $100,000, and then additional, they have to pay towards your attorney's fees. So let's say they believe at that point in time, the attorney's fees are $15,000. Like that's how much work has been put into the file by hourly. Then they'll pay $100,000 plus the $15,000, and you're potentially paying not a single dollar out of your money. So that percentage, that 15% that you were going to pay, now you potentially don't have to pay any of it. So the insurance company's paying it. So it's like off only, almost most of the time. So there is a benefit for filing a lawsuit, especially in Florida. It is one of the only states that has this strong statutory attorney's fees. And it's based on the fact that that's so common for the insurance companies to behave in a way that is that's unreasonable most of the time, unreasonable how they behave. And so that's why there's a statute that says, hey, if the insured has to sue you and they recover money, because that fact is that you wrongfully didn't pay it to them, they get an entitlement to attorney's fees.
Boom. So,
Yes.
recap, that very important thing is if they can settle it for more than what you've already advanced before filing suit, then they just
Yep.
make a percentage that you pay. They file suit and you win, whatever that amount is, then it's paid by the insurance company. So I love the idea of filing the suit early. I was not one who believed in lawsuits
Yeah.
until it happened to me. And then I'm like,
Yes.
go. And I just happen
Yes.
to have the worst. I mean, I'd say, actually, I don't care.
Absolutely.
Universal Property and Casualty. I'll end every single conversation with them as the worst insurance company in the world. All right.
You understand. I understand. And then I'll tell you another question that usually comes up a lot is the difference between a public adjuster and an attorney. Yes. So here's how it works. Public adjusters are licensed by the state, and what they're allowed to do is they're allowed to work specifically for an insured. They come in, they will charge you a percentage insurance company. They write an estimate, they fight back and forth with the insurance company, and they try to come to an agreement. And usually they charge between 10 and 20%. If it's a hurricane, they can't charge more than 10% in Florida. So they charge you 10% to get additional money. Now, if they can't get you any more money, then they still usually have to send it to a law firm, and you still have to pay them that 10%, even if the law firm's the one who eventually gets the money. That is important to understand. You're paying the public adjuster for the work they already did. Even though, let's say that the insurance company doesn't give you any money and it has to go to a law firm still, you're still paying the public adjuster that 10% because they wrote your estimate and they tried to work with the insurance company. They packaged it, got it to the law firm, and a lot of times are a consultant for the law firm during the process through litigation. So a lawyer, there are law firms, like one of them's like our law firm, is we take claims for adjusters all the time, But we also have clients who come to us, especially recurring clients who come to us directly. And our law firm can do the adjusting part of it, which is what we were talking about before, where we can come in, we write the estimate, we work with the insurance company. And then if we can't settle, we file a lawsuit all within the same company. So it's kind of either way. A lot of people want to go to a public adjuster because they're like, I don't want to see a lawyer. I don't want to file a lawsuit. And that's understandable. There are people that way. So you have to be prepared the fact you're going to pay that percentage. And then depending on the situation with the lawyer, sometimes they'll do a reduced percentage because you already have the public adjuster percentage there. That's always up to the public adjuster and the attorney and the client. Or you can go to a law firm that's like ourselves. If you say, hey, I'm okay with there being a lawyer, I want a lawyer involved right away. And you can go that route. So it's kind of just, a lot of people just choose one way. And as long as you're using either one or both, you are in good hands. Like, that is a good place to be in when dealing with the insurance companies after a devastating loss like this. And our hearts just go out to everyone who's been impacted by Hurricane Ian. We specialize in hurricanes, so this is what we do all over the country. And so we understand that plight afterwards and what it feels like, and the desperation and the devastation. And we Irma down here, which didn't even hold a candle to that. So we've had a presence down here in the south area, the southwest area. So we just adore all the people here. And I mean, Sanibel Island has my heart. I mean, it is so devastating. And I've been there when I was younger. And so to see it the way that it is now, it's heartbreaking. So we just hope that we're able to help as many people as we can to put everything together to their life, so we can get these towns kind of up, back and running, so that small town mentality can be maintained.
Yeah, and I think people on the outside don't get the grief process that you go through, because in the beginning you have hope, you believe that somebody was there to help you, insurance wise, or FEMA or whatever, and then you're in somebody's basement, a friend, a family member, then that relationship's strained, then the insurance isn't working, and it really is, you go through stages of grief. And quite frankly, by hiring other people to handle some of this for you, it really enables you to take an emotional step away. And I think that the hardest part, when I was watching some of my fellow realtors who had all been really in the thick of it, some of them still don't have roofs now, but like they were in the process of themselves picking up the pieces, and they just didn't know how to advise their clients because they didn't want to sound like car salesmen. At some point, you've got to be able to help figure out what a next step is, but when you're in your own moment, you don't necessarily know how to do that. So there's a whole psychology to how this whole thing works, and I think it's important to have people that can really help navigate it, both because they're their experience, but also the expertise and where you got to go.